Well, good morning. You find me back at the farm. I'm sorry there's been no videos for a while. I've been insanely busy, but things have calmed down now, back to normal, hopefully. So, the weather's freezing, to be honest. There's quite a severe frost this morning, so there's nothing about. So what I'm going to do is I'll just have a little practice. It's a glorious day, though. I'll show you what I'm going to do. Rifle's down there. I've set up a target on a fence post. It's about 40 metres away from where I'm going to be sitting. Hopefully the sun doesn't glare you out too much, but hopefully you can see that. So where I'll be sitting is all the way down there. I'm just going to try and do a little group. Things should improve on the YouTube front very soon. We've discussed this with the boss, and it's a hobby I'm enjoying. It just adds to it, so when the weather's really bad I can do some editing, I can stay at home, mess about on the computer. It just adds another dimension to what I'm doing, and hopefully somebody can either take something from it or enjoy watching me for a bit. So it looks like I'm getting some camera equipment for Christmas, so the quality of everything should dramatically improve shortly, so fingers crossed. Bear with me for the time being because we're just on the phone. I'll go and set up and I'll bring you back in a minute. So I'm in the corner where I'm going to shoot from. This barn's 40 metres long, but obviously I can't sit on the wall, but happily my target's 2 metres beyond the end of the barn, so the total distance is 40 metres, give or take a few inches to be honest, depending on where I sit. But it's a good distance to test myself and the rifle. Yeah, it's a bit muddy. I'm sinking in quite badly, but I'm sure it'll be fine. So as you can see, quite a strange little place, this corner, but it'll do for me, and it's out the wind, so it gives a true indication of how I'm doing and the rifle's doing, rather than what the weather's up to. So, I mean, you could consider it a shooting range, really, because it's such a long, wind-free tunnel. Yeah, I desperately need that camera. You can't see anything down there, can you? But I'll have a few shots and I'll bring you back. Let's see how we do. So, I've done some shots. I think it was about 10, to be honest. And then I had to go at adjusting using the mil dots, and this is the result. I don't think that's too bad, really. Let's try and put... Can you see it? That's the trouble. Yeah, it's too reflective. So there is quite a bit of wind just outside the barns. So there's 9 shots there at the bottom. And then the one I adjusted with the mil dot, not quite enough, but not bad. So more practice required, but that's what we do when the days aren't too good, to be honest with you. I can't look in any direction with the scope. I just blind myself, and it's freezing cold. So we'll persevere practicing. So I've had a few more shots. I've adjusted using mil dots, but now I've overcompensated. Have a look at the card. So I realised it was too high, but I thought I'd stick with it to see what sort of group I'm getting. It's about an inch, which isn't too bad because the wind's really picked up. I know earlier on I said there's no wind in this corridor, and there's not really, not much, but at the end, the wind's really ripping past. So with a combination of me being a bit wobbly and the wind and the cold, I don't think that's too bad, to be honest. I'll probably put a fresh target out now, try and get the mil dot spot on and see how we go. This is the reason for practice, really. The groups are good, but I'm still not hitting the bullseye, so more practice. Let's give it a shot, if you'll pardon the pun. So that's another 10 shots. Some have gone through the same hole. Better. The super high one was me messing about with the magnification on the scope because it was between mil dots. So I thought, you know what, I'll keep messing with the magnification until it appears to be exactly 1 mil dot for the drop, which will make life easier. Of course, Hawk knew what they were doing. It turned out that on 12 mag, which is the maximum, it's 1 mil dot. And all, yeah, so that group there, I've got a little microscopic jam jar in my pocket that I keep my pellets in, and that's 1.25 inches. and it just covers that bottom group. So the bottom group is 1.25 inches. So if you ignore the top one, where I was experimenting, given the conditions, I don't think that's too bad, quite frankly. These people that can do 1-hole groups at 40 metres, hats off to you. I struggle, honestly. That's probably the best I can do in the field. But nonetheless, I'm happy with that. The only thing I will say is I'm using JSB Hades in 177, which are quite heavy. So what I might do next time, if this situation arises, is just go for the standard 8.44 grains air arms or JSBs and see how much the drop is then, and see if it's a lot easier to calculate. Maybe I can even aim more or less dead on. Who knows? But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Over and out, and I'll see you next time. So, I was shooting this morning, but it's too nice a day to waste. I've got a lot of chores to do, I've got a lot of work to do, I've got all sorts of things to do, but quite frankly, how many more sunny days are we going to get this year? So I've decided to come fishing on the canal for an hour. Have a little look down there. Pretty nice, I think you'll agree. I've had good luck here in the past. I'm just going to do a little bit of whip fishing. I've literally just bought half a pint of maggots. I'm just going to give it an hour or two. Basically just to be outside in the fresh air while it's nice. You do have to make the most of your opportunities. I'm going to try and get you set up so you can watch me fish, and definitely if I get a fish I'll show it you in a bit, but for the time being I'll get set up and I'll bring you back. Okay, so I'm all set up. I've thrown some bait in every now and again whilst I'm setting up. I've seen a few little fish topping, which is encouraging. Feeling quite confident. Like I say, I've had good luck here in the past, usually with little perch, just a few ounces. I don't know if you can hear me, like I say, because of the road noise, but we'll give it a whirl, fingers crossed. Yeah, thanks. Can you come in and do it again? What is it? It's only a little road. Nice stuff though, isn't it? Yeah. What's there on? Just maggot. So, the rumours that canal boats hamper fishing can't be true. Nice little roach. 10 seconds before the boat got here. That was a bit of a panic stations moment, but happy days. Put him back. of a shame. Rig's all tangled up. There's about 16,000 knots around the hook now, so I'm going to swap it out for a different rig. I don't know what's going on. Somebody must have opened a lock down there. I'm surprised there's boats moving around, to be honest, because that is a dead end. The only thing I can think of is the mooring there, and then popping into town for some groceries and coming back. But it's like the River Severn at the moment, so if I can show you without dropping in the drink. So that's not much cop when you're on a whip rig with very little weight. It just zooms along, you've got no chance. So I'll call it a day for the time being. I'll go for a little stroll for 10 minutes, get some feeling back in my toes, and then maybe, if I get a chance, I'll have another quick go. So while I'm waiting for the water to calm down, I've gone for a stroll. This is the view from the bridge that I'm fishing next to. It's really noisy here. There's a farmer and a tractor behind me doing some work. There's this really fast road. Can't really complain though. Still a nice place. And you can see where I'm fishing, just down there. Canal boat's just been passed as well, which is broken, so that's churned the water up even more because he was going as fast as he could because he needs to get to the boatyard, which is fair enough, but doesn't do much for the old fishing. I don't know if we'll be able to see the farmer and his tractor. He was literally just behind me a second ago. Sheep don't seem bothered. Never mind. We'll get back to the fishing. I'm pretty sure the water will be calm again in about 10 minutes. So the water's gone back to fishable, finally. Excuse me. However, the road noise is now unbelievable. It must be getting, well, it is close to tea time, so we'll give it another bash. I don't know if you can hear me or not. I hope you can. There's still fish topping, so we might get a few more before we go home. You can't, like I say, this is my phrase, I've used it 1,000 times, you can't complain. If it's a nice day and you're outside and it's only cost you a couple of quid, what's the problem?
So it was worth the wait for the water to go back to normal. Smashing little gudgeon, beautiful little things, totally unhurt. We're popping back. And is awake, safe and sound. Nice little roach. Having quite a good day, really. We're popping back. Beautiful little red eyes. Oh, another little roach. Hope you can hear me over the traffic. Another smashing little fish, perfect in every way. Popping back. I think I might pack up in a minute, getting a bit peckish myself.